How's it going, everybody? Welcome to COALCRAWLERS. My name is Jason, and so I got into these little 24 scale axial cars, and holy crap, these things are addictive. So I started off by buying this Ford Bronco, and of course it's very top heavy, so the thing just wants to tip over every single time that you take it up any kind of a hill. It's even side heavy, so whenever you're going not very steep of a side incline, it wants to roll as well. So some of the upgrades that I'm going to be doing and videoing are things that are tough to find on YouTube, tough to find anywhere. So one of the first things that I got for it is some of these little rock sliders. Okay, and these are the Injora little rock sliders. Okay, and you can see right here, I've got a couple of the mounts on. Their video is not very clear. Whenever you go to their website, in one picture it shows it installed like this with the plate up, and in another one it shows it installed like this with the little fin down. So I'm going, all right. And any other videos that I find are different brands, and they're built just a little bit different. So that's where I'm gonna kind of try to solve the problem today. This is also a hard body. So the ones with soft bodies, I don't know, this may or may not apply, but we'll get to that. I'm going to show you the problems that I've ran into this, and I don't have all that fancy video editing, so I'm just going to be pausing videos throughout, so sorry about the crap quality, but we'll get better. Alright, so after playing around with it for a little bit, I was able to make it work with them flipped up this way, and that is kind of the way that they showed on the one video. Like I said, it showed it on Injora's actual website thing. It kind of showed it a little bit different. But if you look here, see if we can get it to focus. But this is just kind of like a notch, okay? And you don't have to remove the screw or anything. It fits right over it. But that also goes to your little 3-link. So you've got it back there in the background. You can kind of see it. And that's so you can still access it. So that way down the road, if you need to do any changes to linkage or whatever, you don't have to remove your side. Well, you kind of do. If you end up ordering the new skid plate motor mount, then you will. Which we're going to go over all that stuff too with this build. We're just having some fun right now. I'm waiting for some more parts. I actually have a brass one of these in route. So a lot of the other little plates that you see, they want the logo facing up. Whatever, who cares? It's going to be underneath the car. So if you install it with the notch towards your 3-link or 4-link, however you end up doing your little kit, either way, that's where the notch will go, okay? Because these little sliders are handed. So whenever you will need this little tool, tire tool if you don't have it, or a 4mm lug wrench. So with your sliders, you have kind of this longer part that protrudes off the end of this little base plate. That's going to go towards your rear tires, okay? And whenever I was mocking this up, if you put it here on the bottom, that's where I'm going to mount it, is off of the bottom, okay? And you'll have this little channel. Actually, my bad. Let's see. Sorry, I got my, because they're handed, I ended up having the other one over here. All right, so whenever you have this one like that, then you'll see this little channel right here where my fingers are near, and your body will actually rest down inside that channel. Let's get it towards, there we go. So yeah, so your body will rest down inside that channel, and everything will stay up and tight. But I would recommend bolting it on the bottom. If you try to put it on top, you won't have enough room. You'll end up running into body clearance problems. You won't be able to shut your body. I know it's just that much difference, but you have to put it on the bottom. You won't be covering up the Injora logo. You can just kind of snug the screws and pull them out. I'm going to go ahead and pause it, do it, and we'll go. All right, so there we go. We've got it fully installed. And let me open the body up here and give you a little bit of a look. So whenever I tightened everything up, I kind of snugged it, and then I played around with different positions. And so you can see here I kind of pulled the little frame as far out as it would go. Okay, and that one I actually need to pull just a little bit more at the top. But yeah, so the other thing that I really would recommend trying, if you put oversized, see, these are stock tires. So if you put oversized tires, I would definitely make sure that you're not going to rub, because if you rub, you may have to trim it a little bit before you mount it, or even find a different position maybe to move it back, or maybe this rock slider is not going to work for yours. So yeah, so just making sure that you have clearance. You don't want to rub your tires. I mean, a little bit of rub's not going to kill anything. I mean, these things are, they're pretty soft and forgiving, but at the same time, that's going to be a problem if that's how it is. But anyway, with the hard body, it shuts and you have just a little bit of clearance. Hard to get some contrast here, but I mean, there is just a fine line between the body and that rock slider. So yeah, so anyway, we're going to be going through a lot of stuff. We're going to really do a whole bunch of different little videos on different stuff. I'm going to end up changing out the brass knuckles with these plastic knuckles up here, and we're going to be doing a whole ton of stuff. Like I've got a C10 that's coming for Christmas, and then I still couldn't wait to do more crap. So we decided to do a mutt. And so I bought a blank chassis that has absolutely nothing on it. We're going to do a ground up build on this. And so we're going to do some reviews on. This is a different set of rock sliders from another company. And I really can't remember what brand they were, but we've got the red Endura motors. We've got some bigger tires. We ended up going with some beadlocks and some mutters. I bought a pack of pretty much bulk tires. We bought some of the 58 millimeter shocks, the double barrels, and we've got the upgraded Emax servo, which I've seen mixed reviews on it, with the aluminum Endura plate and the little arm there. So we've got the steel drive lines. Ended up getting this is the older model, and it's going to be going on the mutt build because I've just played around with both remotes, and the newer generation remote that came with this, it's not a bad remote, but it just doesn't have your mode selection, your low, medium, and high. And so that might be something that you might want to think about. But if you get the older remote, you definitely have to get the older little module there, the little controller. We've got a couple of spare batteries. We're going to be doing some reviews on them. Just make sure that it is a 30C discharge. It is a 900 milliamp, and it is much thicker than the factory 300. I think it's 3 or 330. Anyway, it's roughly around there, but way thicker. It's the same size. If you look at it from the top view, they're the same size that way, but much thicker. Anyway, we'll do another video on just that. So the things I've already done with this one is I did the nickel mod. So I just sticky taped. I highly recommend just going and getting you some little 3M double-sided sticky tape. This is the 15-pound grip strength, whatever. But I just stacked 2 nickels on top of the servo. This is a stock servo, and that added quite a bit of weight to the front end because it is very top heavy. And then on the very bottom, I just took a bolt and super glued it into the bumper, and you can't even see it from the front. I did do the bumper mod where you flip it. You actually flip these little arms. You just put this one over to there and that one over to here, and it brings the bumper up, which closes this gap right there. And I'm holding the body so it looks like crooked, but it closes that gap up pretty good. But where I'm trying to get more lower weight, I think I will flip it back up once I do these brass knuckle mods, just because they are heavy. And whenever I do a change out like that, I will show you on a scale the difference, the weight difference that you have. So yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing a couple of things. We've got some of these little extension things that give you a little bit wider axle. We've got, I don't know, just tons of crap. Different brands, like these ones right here are the Coda Racing, And these ones are actually going to go on this one. So once we end up getting the skid plate, they call it a skid plate, but it's actually a lot more. It's a skid plate and motor mount, transmission mount. That's what those two screws are right there by my thumb. Those are holding in your transmission and your motor. So, and I have a transmission, an Enduro one coming for the Mutt build, just because that was one of the things I overlooked. We have the motor for it and a few things like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully that answered your question, because the reason I made this video is because I was on YouTube trying to figure out how these damn things went on there and wasn't able to find any one of them that was straightforward. Even the Enduro one has a lady showing one way, showing the other way, then all of a sudden, surprise, they're mounted. So, yep, definitely, if this helps anybody, just subscribe and we'll have more to come. So, yeah, just put it on the bottom there, Enduro logo facing you, and you should be good. Oh, by the way, always use the screws that come with your stuff. I did do a weight comparison whenever I changed out the these little rear axle covers, and the differential covers came with stainless bolts. And whenever I measured the 6 stainless bolts versus the 6 stock bolts, forward and rear combined, it added 3 grams. So 3 grams difference is quite a bit when you're trying to get some lower weight on these things. So anyway, thanks for watching, and many more review things to come.